everybody being here tonight. This is certainly an honor that we get to do this for the artists. I will say that as of this morning, we had a couple of artists who came down sick. We've had some artists who got stuck at the airport last night as flights were canceled. And at the very last minute, they may not make it. But we're still going to honor them and we're still going to appreciate them. So our whole purpose, first off, let me say, God is good. I hope you guys know this. Because in January of 2021, when we opened Tranquility Fine Arts, almost everybody in the world told us it was crazy. But I knew that there was a vision on my heart. And I knew how art can speak to people, inspire hope, and inspire purpose. We started out recognizing artworks that do that. Then, it didn't take us too long to understand that the artists are equally as important. Absolutely, right? And that the artists themselves inspire. So that's our whole purpose for the Very Influential Artist Awards, is to recognize artists who inspire hope, inspire goodness, and go that extra mile, go over and beyond just a hobby, over and beyond just the self-care piece of it. All that's important, but those who want to really make a difference. So that's our purpose tonight. So, as we introduce our artists, please hold your applause until they actually step up, and then scream, yell, whisper, let them know how much you love them, and let's make them feel as special as we know that they are.
Hello, dear Dr. Shannon, the gallery team, my fellow artists and guests. I'm deeply honored to receive the Very Influential Artist Award this year. And for me, it's not just a testament to my work, but a celebration of the power of the arts influencing positive change in the world. My name is Irina Howard. I'm an abstract painter and sculptor. In my artistic practice, I explore the complexities of human nature, investigating the transformative power of our life experiences, depth of our souls, reflecting on deep emotions, thoughts, and challenges that shape us as human beings. I also would like to congratulate all my fellow artists with this honorary title, expressing the importance of our artistic endeavors. And as stewards of the human spirit, let us journey together towards a future full of hope, empathy, understanding, and the enduring power of art to change the world for the better. I extend my blessings to all of you. Thank you.
him, the public loves him. He actually has developed his own style that he calls continental art. It's abstract art. Very cool. And so he is up and coming for sure. So congratulations. You are a very influential artist.
Well, thank you. I guess I'm supposed to say speech. Okay. Well, like most of my work, I guess I'm kind of going to wing it here. I'm actually kind of I don't want to say like an accident, but how I got into our work was really sort of kind of by chance because I'm actually a physicist and an astronomy teacher by trade. So I was always in the science, and I actually I wasn't really into art at all when I was younger. But after playing baseball for years and years, I think it was about 2018. I ended up having to get a shoulder surgery, so I couldn't work for 6 weeks. I couldn't drive. I lived alone, and I had gone through every single episode of Game of Thrones in like one day. So I had to figure out something to do. So I called my sister up and we went to Walmart, and I bought like a $5 art kit. You know, the thing you give like maybe like your young niece or nephew. It had the little oil pastels and stuff, and I just started drawing. And then I just really went with it. And over the course of about 5 years, I've managed to make about 3,000 paintings. I've sold about 1,000. And I just am always been exploring and thinking outside the box. So I encourage everyone to, to try making their own art and, try to break free of that judgment. Don't think of it as, is it good, is it bad, is it right, is it wrong? Just create it, and if it's genuine and it's yours, then it's good.
Our next artist is one that could not make it. Unfortunately, we of course hate that. But Gail Faulkner is a very influential artist because she is internationally known. She actually lives out of state. She lives in Kansas. She has exhibited all over the United States, and her art has a way of just inspiring hope because it speaks that landscape beauty to people. So let's give a round of applause for Gail. Show her some love. Our next very influential artist is also a very favored local artist. She is from Isabel. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And she has worked very hard to perfect her skill set. She is nationally known. She has multiple recognized awards. She's been in exhibits, and she is definitely going to rise to the top. So congratulations to Ozzy Daru.
I would like to express my appreciation to Tranquility Finance and everyone for honoring me and my work. It means a lot to me. So thank you so much for including me. Thank you, it means a lot.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here tonight, and thanks to Shannon and Mike and the Fine Arts Gallery for giving me the opportunity to share my work with other people. And as you heard, my heart is to glorify God and what He has created. And so I just think of myself as kind of the vessel, right? that it goes through, because it's His creation and it's His beauty that I celebrate in my photography. It's been a real blessing to be able to do that. We feel very privileged to have time when we're still able to do it and have the time and the energy and the resources. It's really such a blessing. Thank you to Shannon and Mike again and my friends and family who are here. And I'm very grateful. Well, thanks. I didn't know that was going to be on there. But, so I was honored with one of these awards last year, and it was really a neat experience and an opportunity. And so congratulations to all of you who are receiving an award this year. And thanks to Shannon and Mike for hosting us and for showing our work at your gallery. It's a great opportunity to broaden our horizons and allow people to see what we create. So just encourage you to continue on and congratulations on the awards. So Shannon asked me to talk a little bit about hope, and that's the theme for this year. And as I looked at what hope is, a definition is to trust in, or to wait for, or to desire something or someone. And it's expecting something beneficial in the future. You hope for something. And it can be a source of great motivation, right? As you start painting or writing or creating music, whatever your skill might be, you're hoping to express yourself and to inspire others and to motivate others and help us find our meaning and purpose in life. So for me, my hope is in God, that He will do what He's promised to do. There's a verse in Jeremiah that says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you hope and a future." And so that's where my hope lies, and it's not just a wish. Hope is not just a wish for me. It's grounded in a faithful God who's going to do what He says He's going to do, and that's what helps me through great situations and difficult situations and whatever life might bring. So hope helps us to see beyond maybe what's right in front of us. You know, sometimes we need to be able to look out and gain perspective. And it helps us to have courage to move forward. You know, sometimes life gets hard, right? Or sometimes I used to work for a visionary boss. And he ran a huge nonprofit, and there were two of us who were like his personal assistants. And Caroline and I sometimes would think, there's so much to do, what do we even start with? And she always would say, "Carol, take the next right step. You don't have to know the whole path. You don't have to know every single step, just take the next one." So when you approach your campus, take one step forward, right? You start writing a new short story or novel. Take the next right step. You might not know the whole way. You might not even have an idea in your head what the finished product is. Let's start and take the next right step. That was always helpful for me. And we used to say that to each other all the time. So, as I said, for me, my hope is in God. And I look to Him to direct me. And He not only directs, But in the Bible it says that he multiplies our efforts. He can do exceedingly abundantly more than we can ask or imagine. And so, you know, what a wonderful thing to be able to put your hope in God, who's not only going to direct you, but then multiply your efforts. For me as a landscape photographer, I see God, so much of God in creation and in the beauty all around us. And the last fall I was able to go to Oregon for a photography workshop and experience for the first time night photography, astrophotography. And so we took pictures of the Milky Way. It was quite an incredible experience. And what you see with the naked eye, and then what the camera can capture, is just incredible. And it really broadens your perspective, right? And it makes you, sometimes the things that disturb us, or the things that, you know, sometimes they're petty and sometimes they're bigger, right? But it gives you such a broader perspective, you know, and it helps you think, okay, you know, this too in my life will pass. And look at the vastness in the sky. My husband and I, we have a hot tub outside and love to go out there when it's dark, and just the brilliance of the sky and the stars, and it just helps to instill hope, right? There's much more out there, and that there's such a vastness that that can really inspire hope. And on the other spectrum is, I also love to garden, right? And I have zinnias. I grow a lot of zinnias, and each one is different, and each one is a different color. If you do any kind of macro photography and get down into the details, it's just amazing what's in there. And so the God who created the vastness of the universe also created the detail of that flower, and the intricacy and the uniqueness. They're all different. We're all different. He just values diversity, and color, and beauty, and it gives me a lot of hope. You know, he cared about all the details of me too. So what does hope do for an artist? So it can be a real motivation for creativity. Get started, and the next step will come. It reminded me of an old movie, and you know, I think some of you might remember Field of Dreams, right? Build it and they will come. So, and you know, not everything, I believe you said it, not everything's going to appeal to everybody, right? You start it and you put it out there, and you're probably going to find somebody who it resonates with, or who encourages or inspires. And so build it and they will come. So it's motivation, and hope is a belief too that it's meaningful and it's purposeful. I guess I've learned in my life that God doesn't waste anything. And so you might even start something and put it aside for a while, and then come back to it. Or you put it out there thinking, I don't know, this might not resonate with anybody, but you know what? I'm sure there's somebody out there that is going to be inspired by something you put out there. So I think it does help us to find purpose, and then we also need to trust that it will inspire and it will help somebody, because you put it out there for a reason, right? To encourage, to inspire, to bring joy. It might even bring solace to somebody, or it may be an exciting piece, or it might be inspirational, or it might bring cheer or introspection, perhaps. You know, art and color, and music, and writings can really inspire and meet people's needs. And so when we put it out there, that's what we hope for the viewer to see and to really gain something from. It's also perspective setting for the viewers, right? Maybe they get an idea, or maybe they just get some joy from it, or they are inspired to start something and create something themselves. You know, we can really be a catalyst for somebody else to say, you know what, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna go out and buy that kit in the store and see what happens, you know? I've heard so many stories of people who later in life, who early in life, have just started, and a lot of times by accident. And you know, God puts creativity in us, and you know, it's to us to discover and to start and to go forward with it. So hope does, for me, come from God, and I just think He reveals so much hope in nature and in creation. Think of the fall now as we approach. You know, the colors that come out on the trees, and they fall, and then it's all dead for a while. You know, and I remember the first condo I bought. I grew up north, and I don't know if we ever had hostas. You know what hostas are? They're green leaves and a lot of different varieties. Well, the first spring in my condo, I was outside and I saw these little purple things coming out of the ground. And I don't know if you've ever seen when hostas start, but they're just like little nubs. And then they get bigger and bigger, and they're purple, and then they turn green. And you know, it's just amazing to me that it's solid dirt, and then all of a sudden something comes up. I mean, who but God could have thought of that and created that? So I just think we just see so much hope and so much joy in creation. I was out west. One of my favorite places is the Teton National Park in Wyoming. And it was July, and it was wildflower season. And I was traveling with a friend of mine who sees joy in everything, okay? And we were in a place called Togety Pass in a kind of four-wheel drive vehicle, driving. And there were so many wildflowers, it was incredible, okay? And there wasn't just one kind of purple flower, there was 20 different purple flowers. And there wasn't one yellow flower, there was 40 different yellow flowers. And one was more beautiful than the next, and one was more cheerful than the next. And she went crazy. That's beautiful! She's a school teacher. And all of that came out as we drove around Togety Pass. But when you think of that, you know, God didn't have to create 40 different varieties of flowers, or 40 different shades of yellow or orange. You know, it's such, capturing that beauty is just, it gives me so much joy. Or my husband and I, we love to chase waterfalls. We like to hike, especially in North Carolina, we like to go to waterfalls. When you think, and you look at these waterfalls, and they just keep flowing. They just keep flowing. It's amazing to me. Now there are times when it gets so dry that there's just a trickle, but then the rain comes and it's more again. I stand amazed at the beauty of nature. One of the other things I love is music, and I don't know if we're honoring a musician tonight, but harmony is one of my favorite things. So when I get down, I have a list of things that I know cheer me up. One of them is music, and one of them is singing harmony. And it just brings such joy to my heart as you hear notes blend in beautiful music. It's a wonderful thing. My son is a gifted musician, and you know, it's a God-given talent. I mean, he learned on Guitar Hero. But you know what that is? It's a video game. But you know, who knows that something like that would have inspired? But it brought out a talent, and it gives him so much joy. And you know, maybe he'll do that full time sometime, and maybe it will be a hobby. Maybe he'll enable other people. But we're each gifted with something, right? And music, I think, is another beautiful way that inspires hope and God-given. And the written word, I don't know if we're honoring anybody with the written word tonight, but I don't know about you, but a lot of novels and books inspire me. Inspire me to be better in things, inspire me with hope of how people have worked through solutions. And so it's, you know, all of these creative arts are such a blessing and can inspire hope. So let me just conclude with I have a group of friends that we get together usually weekly, and one who's going through a really rough time. Her husband has had 2 liver transplants now in the past. He's been in the hospital for 2.5 months. And when I said, would you pray for me tonight? And she said, don't forget Romans 15:13. So let me read that verse to you. This has been her kind of what she's held on to during her husband's illness. And it's, may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing, so that by the power of the Holy Spirit you may abound in hope. And it's not just so that you would have hope, but you would abound in hope. God is that God of hope. And I encourage you all, whatever gifts and talents God has given you, use them, because they can benefit others in so many ways. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Very well said. So does everybody feel hopeful?
Yes.
Motivated? It truly is. Just even, I can't explain how hope motivates, just like she said. And when an artist motivates through their artwork, they motivate others, they're actually speaking to others. Whether it's the visual arts, the written arts, or the performing arts. That actually creates dopamine and serotonin, and I won't go into all the biology and the clinical stuff, but it creates happiness. So that is what we're all about, and that's why the very influential artists are absolutely worth honoring tonight. So she set me up for the perfect segue to explain that yes, we normally do honor all 3 categories. We honor visual arts, we honor performing arts, and we honor the written arts. We do have an author tonight. You will meet her in a little while. But unfortunately, we were not able to identify any performing artists that could be with us tonight. So for our 2025 ceremony, help me be on the lookout. Nominate performing artists. If you know any musicians out there. The first year we had a theater singer performing artist. Last year we had 2 musicians, self-taught and writing their own music and very successful around the Woodstock area. So for next year, help me be on the lookout for that.
Hello everyone, this is Marcel Mansour. I am an Australian fine artist of Palestinian heritage, bilingual writer, poet, ambassador of peace, and ambassador of art. My work spans from representational art through to abstract, light art, and digital art. At the very influential Artist Award ceremony, as I am unable to attend, I feel I'm there sharing you with my spirit. I would like to thank Dr. Shannon Barnes, the owner of Tranquility Fine Artists Gallery, for selecting me as one of the award winners for a very influential artist. It's my pleasure and honor, with gratitude, to be one of the winners in this prestigious juried art event. I also congratulate Dr. Shannon Barnes on her professional efforts in supporting international contemporary artists. Congratulations to all the winning elite artists. Thank you.
As you heard her say, she is of Palestinian heritage, and she is an ambassador of peace. So over in Australia, Israel, all in that area, we all know what's going on over there, she's using her art as an avenue to promote peace and love and hope and inspiration. I'm sure there's a lot more going on over there than maybe we can realize, but she is a very influential artist because she's using her talents for a greater good for the whole entire world. So our next very influential artist is also a resident artist that we love very much. He earned his degree from UGA, go Dogs, right? No. And he has perfected a skill set that incorporates hope into nostalgia. So that's a very hard thing to do. That takes a high level of talent.
Assignment. It's like being back in UGA when she asked me to pull out hope out of my paintings a little bit. Boy, it was a tough couple months. Speaking of, I got out of college. My wife gave me this book. This is actually written by Winston Churchill. Painting as a pastime. Who knew? But he did write a book in 1925 about it. He says in it, "Happy are the painters, for they shall not be lonely. Light, color, peace, and hope will keep them company to the end of the day." Okay? And I felt that was very true. I first want to thank Mike and Shannon, doing great work in Atlanta, and honoring you with this. It's wonderful. Thank you. The other person I want to thank is my wife, not just for the book, but for the many years we've been together. She's followed me around the house cleaning up paint tracks, paint on doorknobs, smell turpentine and linseed oil, all that, and all the encouragement she gives me and advice she gives me in my paintings. So, and lastly, I want to thank the patrons that appreciate our art so much enough to purchase them. And in a world of mass production, it is wonderful that we have people out there who appreciate the effort and the time, the technique, and the passion that goes into it enough to appreciate what we do by purchasing some of it and bringing it home with them instead of going to Costco. It's great. So thank you very much.
Our next very influential artist is an inspirational artist. She's an inspirational author, and she's a photographer.
Thank you very much. What a pleasure it is to stand before you all this evening and to be a recipient of this VIA Award of 2024. I'm very honored and yet humbled. Shannon posed a question, as she said earlier, to all the artists that are receiving this 2024 award. Her question was, how does your art bring hope? And as you saw in the video, my art speaks of the God of hope, the God of Israel. And without the God of Israel, the God of hope, we all are hopeless. So I want to thank you, Shannon and Mike, for this VIA Award of 2024 and for this awesome opportunity to share my heart, my art, and my books, which speak of the God of hope, Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world. God gave me a poem, April the 9th of 2020, just before before COVID had come out. This is also on the back of the second book he gave me to do. And so I know it by heart, but because I'm standing up here, I may miss it. But the title is Beauty Rests in the Power of the Cross. And it's amid the roses, beauty rests, sight unseen, foretold. It is the scent of heaven's best that fills the heart and soul. A purple rose upon the cross, his passion from God's own hand. A mighty love amongst the thorns, the deliverer of sinful men. Hearts forgiven, lives transformed, the purple rose arisen. New life we find when we look on high for the passion God has given. Seek first thy kingdom from heaven above, where peace and love is found. The Word, my Son, his life foretold, heaven's power shall forever abound. All glory to the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace, the Spirit and the bride say come.
Our next influential artist, again, could not be here with us, but we're going to honor her. She is also a local artist around the Atlanta, Alpharetta area. Art is actually her second career. She was a mental health professional in her first career, just like myself, and she leaned into art as she retired from life's responsibilities, and she has been exhibited, she's been recognized, and she is most well known for her sculptures.
I'm the artist at Sutton Studio Art, and I am very, very humble and grateful to be taking this award as a very influential artist through Tranquility Fine Arts Gallery. And I am so hopeful that next year I'll be able to bring more to the gallery and that others will be able to appreciate what I've been doing thus far and will be continuing to do throughout this next year. Again, I'm very grateful and thank you very much.
So we are thankful for all of our influential artists. We definitely appreciate all of you that could be here tonight. We love all of you guys. For 2025, we've already got that planned and underway. Everyone that's on our email list will get an invite because that will be our 4th year of celebrating these influential artists. And all the artists will be invited back to be honored, as well as our new cohort for that year. So definitely keep that in mind. That's going to be in April. I just want to say I appreciate all of you. You have touched my life. You have touched my life. When we opened the gallery, like I said, I just knew there was a vision on my heart. And there was a lot of reasons behind that. But with every artist that I meet and get to know, you actually touched my life. And I have my own little collection going. Most of you will probably end up in that collection. So I love each one of you. And I look forward to future collaborations. And we've talked about different things. And so this is just our beginning. This is just a beginning. So we're definitely hopeful for a good future in the art world, performing arts, for the written arts, for the visual arts. And we appreciate all of you guys.